Hello ladies, I would like to deal today with the topic of Sfiras Omer and how we can grow through the Sfira. Okay, when we talk about this topic, I often like to make reference to the death of the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva and what we can learn from this. There are actually two accounts of the story of the death of the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva. One of them is in the Gemara and the other one is in a Medrash. The one that they're both the same exact account that says that 24,000 Talmidim died at a certain time period and then it stopped. There's a few differences between the sources, and one of the differences is why. Why did they die? So we usually hear, Shelo nahagu kavod ze bazeh, that they did not treat each other with kavod. That is one source. The other source says, Shaita einehem tsara batorah zulazu, that they had tsaras ayin on each other's Torah. So we have to understand what tsaras ayin is, and we have to understand why there are two different reasons for the death of the Talmidim. So Sefsei Chaim of Chaim Friedlander says that really there isn't a difference between the two sources. It's just that one of them is the internal process, and the other one is the external manifestation. Tsaras ayin goes on in person's heart, or with their eyes, and lo nagu kavod ze bazeh, they didn't treat each other respectfully, is what happens externally when you have tsaras ayin. So now we have to define what is tsaras ayin. What does it mean? Okay, tsaras ayin, tsar, the word tsar means narrow. There's a few different ways to understand this, but there's one explanation that I'd like to share with you. Tsar ayin, a narrow eye. It means that my eye is closed like this and I'm looking at you through a very narrow perspective. What is that narrow perspective? The narrow perspective is, how do you make me feel about myself? Now imagine you get dressed in the morning and you think you look really nice. And then you walk outside. Well, we're not doing so much walking outside these days, but let's say you were to walk outside and see a friend who looks absolutely gorgeous. And you say, I don't feel like I look nice. So if you were to have a negative feeling towards that person, that would be called tsaras ayin. Meaning, you don't make me feel good about myself. You threaten me. And therefore, I only see you through that perspective of, why did I have to run into you today? Tsaras ayin is when we don't forgive other people their success. Whether their success is in a material area, that they have a lot of money, or that they're particularly pretty, or they have a very nice wardrobe. But tsaras ayin can also be in spiritual areas. As we see with the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, they had tsaras ayin on each other's Torah. It's when you're threatened by somebody else's ruchnias. If you say, she's too nice, I wish, she makes me feel like a not nice person, or why does she have to daven so well? It's when we're bothered by other people's successes, even when they're ruchnistic successes. In fact, in this area, the Sefsei Chaim says it's worse to be jealous of somebody's ruchnias than to be jealous of their gashmias, if it's going to make you negative towards them. We all know that there's a concept called kiddush sofrim, which is a good thing. If I watch your davening and say, I love how you daven, I wish I could be like you, I'm so inspired by you, that's a great thing. But if I'm saying in my heart, I wish she wouldn't daven so well because she makes me feel bad about myself, that's tsaras ayin. Now obviously the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva are not on the level that we are on. They were not petty. And yet the Gemara tells us their story in order for us to understand that people have to be able to deal with the fact that other people may be successful and not to be threatened by other people's successes. If you imagine what was going on with the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, if there was somebody who was becoming a big Talmid Chacham, then another person would say, but I'm going to lose my status here. I'm not going to be known as the biggest Talmid Chacham here because he's going to outdo me. And then they were jealous of each other. And what happens? The external manifestation. Shelo nagu kavod ze bazeh. You're not going to show respect and treat somebody nicely if they're a threat to you. Girls, this is such a big topic for us, not to be threatened by other people's successes. Somebody's mazel tov that comes before yours, somebody's great good fortune that got them a wonderful job that you wish you could have gotten that job. There are so many things that sometimes we hear people's success and we feel a twinge in our heart. And then we get on board and we say, Mazel Tov. But before that we say, why couldn't it be me? So I will just quickly say, as much as there's a lot to say on this topic, that the two antidotes to Tzaras Ayin are Bitachon and Avas Yisrael. Bitachon is when I say to myself, she's not taking anything away from me. Hashem has enough for all of us to be successful. The Gemara in Yuma says, Ein Adam nogea b'muchan l'chavero b'mlo hanima. Nobody takes away anything meant for somebody else. Not their shidduch, not their job, not their popularity, not their friends, nothing. I will get exactly what I need, and I don't have to be threatened by somebody else's success because it's not taking anything away from me. And then Avas Yisrael. You're my sister. And the next best thing to me getting the job is you getting the job. I'm so excited that you got it. And to be able to celebrate other people's successes, because once I'm not threatened by them, I can celebrate it and I can treat them with a lot of kavod. If we manage to work on this midah, figuring out our sensitive points, where do we feel bad? Where do we feel threatened by other people's success? And if we manage to deal with our Tzaras Ayin, which is normal, the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva had it too, but to overcome with Avas Yisrael and with Bitachon, we will come out of the sphere of Omer on a higher level than before. Thank you.